What's good, everybody? Thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another episode of ShookFocuz. And in this one, we're going to be taking a look at Swftcoin. What is Swftcoin? It's becoming more and more popular. We got BlackRue and Underdog Crypto going in on this project. I'm starting to see it bubble up a little bit more. What's going on with Swftcoin, this project that's supposedly been dead for, I don't know, 5 years now? But why is it all of a sudden starting to gain traction, and why is it bubbling? Why are people taking a deeper look at this project? I think it's time that Shooks took a peek at this project too. Now before we get started, I gotta let you know I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to bring the news. Let's get it. It's time to shake the focus up. Sick of being sick and tired, tell me if you had enough. Yeah, it's Shooks in the building now. We ain't missing nothing, we gon' catch you if they try to roll. Alright everybody, now that we've got the intros and pleasantries out of the way, let's settle in and go for a little ride of mystery on Swift blockchain and the token Swftcoin. Now we got to begin by asking, is Swftcoin a scam? Throughout CoinMarketCap and Twitter, you can find several comments from users claiming just that. Is it a token whose value has not gone up because it's a Chinese currency that's robbing people? At one point, I personally even considered that this project was nothing more than a spam account on Twitter. It can be found following almost any project of relevance or even non-relevance. I would see it on some meme projects that most would see as doomed to fail. But then I started seeing it following projects that have some real possible use case and longevity, such as Tailcoin, Dovu, KlimaDAO, and ChainGPT. Now that drove me to do some digging. What is Swift blockchain and what is Swftcoin? A close look at the coin reveals the words Tech Smart Worldwide Financial, or what would probably make more sense is Smart Worldwide Financial Tech. Now, as some of you may know, Swftcoin was founded in 2017. They received that investment from Draper Dragon in 2018, the same year it listed and became available to the wider crypto market. And later it competed in the first Berkeley Blockchain Accelerator in 2019, right? And so I came across a diagram from an article that recapped one of the interviews, which at the time it was taken, received feedback from Swftcoin's global marketing manager and global business development manager, Pablo and Melkis. This is probably the most powerful diagram of all, as it aims to outline the story of crypto, both past and future at the same time. From 2009 to 2019, the currencies were Bitcoin, mining coins, ICOs, and alts. It's listed as a feature, but price volatility, the behaviors which most of us in the space of experience, trading, speculation, which is all I'm doing in this video, by the way. It's just speculation. Right? You had your hodlers, the gamblers jumping in on the hottest pumping projects, and of course the scammers mining rigs and exchanges. I'm actually guilty, right? I mined a little ETH, but not when it was good. I was on the back end, you know, just running up my energy bill for no reason. A close friend of mine helped me get it going, and so I made a couple pennies. But then it talks about 2020 to 2030. Stable coins, centralized and decentralized finance, price stability, paying, transfers, lending, and swaps, which we're starting to see a lot more of now. And then lastly, the words that make every conspiracy theorist go nuts, the unbanked and cashless. So now the question that comes to mind is, have they actually done anything? Digging more into the interview questions, we can see that they achieved runner-up at the US division finale of the 3rd edition of the Red Boat Cup, which is an innovation and entrepreneurship competition in China organized by the Chinese Contract Bridge Association. And 7th place at a few others that include the North American trials in Silicon Valley. They've also integrated their app with the Elipal wallet, the Math wallet, Token Pocket, and other hardware wallets and mobile wallets. Now, something that I found interesting is that the Swift blockchain app is actually not available for use by US customers, despite the coordination and support from some of the US entities mentioned so far. They went on to speak on achievements like integrating Swift Red packets into WeChat, making sharing crypto as easy as sharing the link. Which is also interesting because we know that WeChat is also considered somewhat of a social platform, and the Elipal app actually has social media options built into the profile section. You gotta know that's intentional, right?
I mean, we don't even have an app that's as good as WeChat in China. And like in China, you can like live on WeChat basically. Yeah. It's like, yeah, everyone's like been there. Like you live on WeChat, you do payments, you do everything. It's like, yeah, it's great. Basically, WeChat's case, and we don't have anything like WeChat outside of China. So I was like, my idea would be like, how about if we just copy WeChat?
So the question was then posed: what about the longevity of the project? And why people should hold Swift token? The answer provided mentioned the need to get from one currency to another, a 50% discount on swap fees, and in the future, unlocking certain features based on the amount of SwiftCoin you have. Might want to keep some. And now, it's time to have a little fun, all right? We kind of dug in a little bit there, right? But now let's have a little fun. I was asked by a member of one of our communities to break this image down. Now, I don't do this kind of thing very often because, to be honest, I'm not really that good at it. So this might be a major failure here. But here we go. So, before starting, I think this cutout from a separate article is important to note. The Swift team has been planning and preparing the creation of the Japanese SwiftCoin for a long time. Now, next to Swift, you see some Japanese writing. Another member of the community told me that this likely translates to the Japanese story. Now, these other items, in my opinion, are intentional symbolism. It was suggested to me that the one in the middle means open, which I believe also fits the narrative here, especially when combined with the volcano, which often represents power or rebirth. Right? Maybe opening the door to that very thing. But let's get into what I found here. So we have the volcano. It's pretty front and center there. Let's take a look at what volcanoes often symbolize. Volcanoes, with their fiery eruptions and imposing presence, epitomize the raw power of nature. They symbolize creation and destruction, birth and death, representing both the creative force that gives rise to new landforms and the devastating might that obliterates everything in its path. This duality makes volcanoes emblematic of nature's unpredictable temperament, embodying chaos, passion, and untamed forces lurking beneath the surface. Now, as we get back to our image here, I want to note that most of these items can also be known as kimonos in Japanese culture, right? Which can represent family crests or bloodlines, right? Often worn on a kimono, right? Or armor throughout, wartime history. For example, Mitsubishi. I bet you didn't know that car you was driving, right? It's just representing a family crest. I don't drive a Mitsubishi, but I didn't know that either before today. And those of you familiar with anime, right? Goku would always get his crest updated after undergoing training from a different master, right? Or from a different house, a different family culture. So I did the best I could in a short amount of time, right? And I'll leave the rest to you to dig into if you so choose. But we'll start with the top left. Maruni Icho Kazuchi. Now, this is not an exact match, but it's the closest one that I could find. And then we have Shawani Tori, which again could just mean open if it's not a Kamon. Now, I actually was unable to find this one, but feel free to leave a comment if you know. But then back to our image, we have Hitotsu Ichinomaru, or Ikonomaru. Again, not an exact match, but pretty close. And then we have the volcano followed by Mori, or Muri. Now, I did see in some articles that these represent samurai warlords. Either way, it definitely seems that these speak to Japan's history and may tie in with the Japan story. And so now we have the US, China, and Japan all represented in one token. This is not financial advice, and I'm not an expert on Japanese culture. I'm just a dude who watched some anime and apes into crypto. But we're going to go ahead and end this one with a question. Do you think this is all by coincidence? You know what my answer is.
No! I refuse. No! No!
Until next time, don't get shook. Stay focused. And I'm out.